You know what? Let me tell you, you better turn it down.
Okay.
You better turn it down right now. This is not Law and Order. Listen, you may play a lawyer in your life, but I'm a judge.
I take great pride in being a landlord and try to accommodate the tenants as much as I possibly can. I bring the tenants Christmas gifts. I personally deliver.
Well, people say just hit record, but they don't tell you when your camera flops and the mic doesn't work. They don't tell you about that, but we keep striving. We keep going for greatness. Yeah. I recently found this on the internet. I saw a guy, Reese.
I don't know what y'all been going through, but if you don't like the same food your parents like, it's probably not really your parents. I'm
reacting to this. And I was like, where is this from? I want to see the source. I don't know. Let me try it. Let me try and see. I keep hitting the mic. I do apologize for that. But I'll edit that out. Yeah.
Today on Judge Faith, this landlord seeks damages after these tenants left his apartment a mess.
I spent $1,300 to get that place ready just for you to throw me out on my ear. I'm shocked and appalled.
I emailed
13.
him immediately. We have the email here that asked for the papers from the walkthrough, and we were denied. We were told that we would only be sent an invoice.
I want you to address me and not Mr. Fanicola. You understand? Can you do that?
Speaking out in court can have its repercussions.
He looks like a Fed. Don't tell me he doesn't. This guy looks like a Fed. Either a Fed, a dad, something of that sort.
Stop it.
Here's the check, though. I paid the rent.
You have this lawyer thing going
A Ned.
on in your
I do
head.
place consulting for
listen,
public works. I'm being
you know
railroaded
what?
here.
You know what? Let me tell you, you better turn it down.
Okay.
You better turn it down right now. This is not Law and Order. Listen, you may play a lawyer in your life, but I'm a judge.
Faith Jenkins,
That's what I'm saying. The law in America is crazy. I know this doesn't represent the actual legal system. This can't be real, right? But what I'm saying is, it kind of does. Because compared to other places, like here in Portugal, I'm from Portugal, we don't see this. There's like privacy involved in cases. There's like only in politician cases, like there's, or like murder cases, kidnapping. Yeah, you'll see them on the TV, but I don't know. It's like a little bit more privacy. Obviously, we still like put people on the spot. Yeah, we still do that, but I don't know.
distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal...
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why does he always have the same face? What's going on here?
analyst on cable news, and now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Drew Fantacola says he rented his apartment to the defendants for 3 years, only to find it flooded and needing repairs when they decided to move out. He says it was in horrible, disgusting condition and is suing for damages to his property. Defendants Stanley and Aaron Clark say they were great tenants and that the plaintiff asked them to move after they had an altercation with a neighbor. They claim the plaintiff is responsible for the damages because he neglected necessary repairs. They are countersuing for defamation of...
My bad, I'm already judging people. My bad. I can't be doing that, though. Can't be doing that.
Character.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Fantacola versus Clark.
Thank you, Barbara. Drew Fantacola?
Yes.
You were suing the defendants Stanley Clark and Aaron Clark for $7,473 for property damages, you say.
Bro, this can't be a real name. Drew Fantacola? You guys just made that up in the back room. Quickly. Like, I need a name. Someone was drinking cola and a Fanta. His name was Drew. Bro, that's so weird. Nah, man.
They cost when they leased property from you?
That's correct, yes.
And you are countersuing for $5,000?
Yes, I am.
For harassment, defamation of character, your security deposit, and legal fees?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. What kind of property do you own and when?
That's correct, Your Honor. But listen, where is that lady looking at? Where is she looking at?
Did the defendants move in?
So I own a fourplex apartment complex in
Bumping into this
Arcadia.
thing.
I've
Okay.
owned
I
it
ain't
for
used to
17
this.
years. I take
gonna
great
lie.
pride in being a landlord and try to accommodate the tenants as much as I possibly can. I bring the tenants
calm
Christmas
and
gifts.
collected.
I personally deliver and drop off a Christmas gift every year to the tenants. I've never raised
I wasn't ready for that one still. That look like, bro, I never seen you do that.
the rent on any tenant in 17 years I've owned the apartment complex.
You
In
got the judge.
February 2011, I rented the apartment to Stan and Aaron Clark. This is pictures of the condition of the apartment.
Barbara.
That it was in immaculate condition.
These
The
are
carpet
photos of
was-
the apartment before they moved in?
That is correct.
Okay.
I haven't seen the photos. May I see those?
May I see them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So the carpet was perfect condition.
Is he wrong though? Because I think you should let the defense, well, if they are representing themselves, he's the prosecution. He's the prosecution, and the other guy is the defendant. So, this prosecution should show the evidence to the defendant. I guess I don't know. I think that's the way. I'm not really sure, but I think that's the way. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be spewing bullshit out there as well, but I think that's the way it goes.
Walls were perfect condition. There were no holes in the fence. There were no broken doors. All the drapes were absolutely perfect. And at the time I rented it to him, it was very clear that there were no pets allowed
Why is the
Okay,
judge
how
looking
long
at
did they
me?
live there?
for 3 years.
3
Just
years,
over
okay.
3 years.
3.5.
What was the agreed upon security deposit and rent?
It was 1,000 security and the rent's $1,900 a month.
Okay, and so over the course of 3 years, did you increase the rent?
No.
Okay.
So at the time I rented it to him, I did not allow pets of any kind. Shortly after they moved in, Stan called and begged that he would want a small dog and it wouldn't be a problem. And as soon as they got the dog, I started getting complaints about the horrendous smell because they didn't pick up after the dog. The dog was left unattended for hours, barking all day.
Okay, so the two of you got a dog?
Yeah. We
Okay,
got a dog. He
and
said
what
it
was the
okay.
issue with the dog?
There was no issue with. Now there was one issue. Okay, he chewed through a board on the fence, which I built the guy a new fence, and it's still standing there today. So
You built a fence in the...
I built a fence
Stay
for him.
back.
Yes.
Stay behind the podium there. Thank you.
And then this is the Humane Society that was called.
Okay.
Humane Society was called out. They
You did his
checked out
thing.
the place and they said it was
Like, shit like this happens, innit? Like, I'm not saying it should happen. Like, I got a dog. My dog never did that, but, like, shit happens. You can't just, man, you gotta live life, bro. And he built the fence, innit? If the dog just chewed through the thing and he was just like, he didn't care, he didn't do nothing to it, like, obviously you can complain then. But he built the fence back.
an unfounded call. I have the officer's name in the case.
Okay,
number
you're
here.
skipping way ahead. What
Oh.
was the issue with the dog and who was called out
There
to
was no
investigate?
issue with the dog.
I was at work. I got a call from my son who was home that there was an animal control officer at the door,
Stanley's just
and that they
nervous.
needed to check the backyard. So I told my son to go ahead and let the animal control officer in.
Do you know who called?
I don't know. No, we don't
Do you
know
know
for
who
certain.
called?
I have no idea. In fact, I
Okay.
didn't even know
I
the Humane
didn't.
Society had been to the apartments till right now.
What happened to the door? That's the door
That's
to
from
where?
the water
That's the-
heater leak.
Okay.
Where's that door? Where does that door lead to?
A water heater.
Okay, what happened?
In 2011,
How?
the water heater exploded. I have emails where he was notified in a timely manner.
Right, I saw
in fact,
your
I have
emails.
all the email correspondence where I notified him on everything in a timely manner. Okay, they came. It was a big ordeal. I mean, we had just moved in. I mean, there's one.
Of course you did, Stanley. I believe you, my boy. You got that look. You ain't letting shit slide. You got receipts. I fucking trust you. I was fucking with the other guy, with the Santi Cola guy. But now, I like Stanley.
Water everywhere. The place is flooded out. The hot water tank blew into the kitchen and everything.
Big
Now, he
ordeal.
did his job. He fixed the problem got a new hot
Became
water
fuming.
tank. They were in there for 3 days with fans and everything, drying the place out.
How many bedrooms and bathrooms is this unit?
It's
Okay.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Okay, so it's pretty large.
It was pretty large.
Okay.
unit. And
But the part of
now wait. Let me finish, and then if you have something to add, that would probably work out better rather than confuse the
okay.
judge. So, the only thing that wasn't fixed, and the plumbing people said that they would be back, was the cosmetic damage under the sink where they took
Stanley, let the lady talk, man. Let the lady talk, my guy. Come on.
a piece of plywood and they put it over the hole. Okay, and if my dog would have chewed through that door would have had big holes in it like the fence
Okay,
did
sir,
that
I want you to
built.
step behind the lectern, though, and speak to me. Go ahead.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the police are called when other tenants get involved.
And then I started getting complaints about Stan getting into altercations, so much so that the police have been called.
And later,
But you asked them to move.
We had an agreement.
He's getting excited. He's getting excited. I don't know what's going on with Stanley, man. You're getting excited.
Stop it.
Here's the check, though. I paid the
Sir,
rent.
do you think, I don't know what you think you're doing. I need you to calm down.
Well,
plaintiff Drew Fantacola says he rented his apartment to the defendants only to find it in horrible condition when they moved. Defendants Stanley and Aaron Clark say that the plaintiff neglected repairs during their occupancy and are countersuing for defamation of character.
What happened
getting
with
my
what
guy
happened with
nervous,
the
man.
leak
You're getting
under
him
the
mad,
sink?
bro.
You
He's
say there was a
vexed
leak
now.
under the kitchen
Well-
sink that ruined a part of the floor, right?
Right.
Okay,
So,
tell me about that.
The problems with the dog obviously continued, and then I started getting complaints about Stan getting into altercations
bro, just look at Stanley, bro. Look at Stanley. He's mad.
with the other tenants. So much so that the police have been called several times. I called Stan and said, hey, Stan, you know, I'm not evicting you, but I think it just sounds like a good idea if you found another place to rent at your convenience.
And what you had already warned him
Correct.
about the issues. What was going on?
They were bad. I would say they were bad tenants. It was an abuse of city services. The police were there once. The dog catcher was there once.
Well, what was the issue with the other tenants?
Yeah, they were videotaping
They
all the tenants inside their residency. There were videotapes pointed at all the carports. Now the police.
So you got upset because they were taking photos
Well, they're
and you
taking
couldn't.
photos of me, and I don't know why. He's
And you
chasing my
confronted
wife.
them about it?
And I flipped them off, and the cops came about 4 hours later. They asked me to refrain.
When you
from-
say flip off, I know what that means. I don't need you to demonstrate it in court. Okay?
Well, they asked. Okay. They asked me. They said, although that is not illegal, please refrain from doing that. We frown upon that, Mr. Clark. So I said, okay, and then I just started going from the car.
Okay, I saw that you emailed him and gave him a warning
That
because
is
of
correct.
the issues with
It
the
was where it
neighbors.
kept escalating, and the police were called, and just like I said, it seemed like a good time for him to find another place. I wasn't at his convenience. I wasn't evicting him, but
Okay, so he finds a place and he's moving out, and you go in, and is there a walkthrough?
That is correct. So there's
Were
a
you there
walkthrough.
for the walkthrough?
Yeah, we were both there for the walkthrough, and I asked for a third party because he just kept squeezing me and kicking me on the way out the door for money.
There was another issue, and I called and let him know about it. He called me the B word, and so my husband and him, you know, it wasn't going.
Come on. Well, you're not evicting him. You just said, like, come on. I think you need to move. If your landlord tells you that, you will move. It's like, come on.
Well, with, you know, exchanging of words, so we asked that a third party come. He sent his contractor to the walkthrough. I emailed him immediately. We have the email here that asked for the papers from the walkthrough, and we were denied. We were told that we would only be sent an invoice.
Okay, and so when did you send
There's also
them?
some banter going on here
Wait,
about
who
the
called it the
walkthrough,
B word?
Which I
Right.
have as evidence.
I've seen the emails. At some point, you do send them a breakdown of what you call damages.
That's correct.
To the
but
unit.
I wanted to show the video of the walkthrough.
Okay.
So it just clearly
I don't wanna
illustrates
mock
the
her.
appalling
Oh.
condition
emailed
that
immediately.
they left this apartment. It was just disgusting. The apartment smelled from dog. The carpet was soaking wet.
What was that?
Show the video,
Disgusting.
and I want you, and only you, to describe for me what I'm looking at in the video.
So this is the kitchen sink, and this water leaking from the sink could have been easily fixed with just a repaired faucet.
That water was running out of the sink
Running
like
out
that?
of the sink like that, down the, destroying the kitchen cabinet like that. It dry rotted it.
Was that hole there?
It wasn't there when I rented it. This is the, watch it.
Look at Stanley, bro. He's trying to collect himself. Bro, that's crazy.
Splash. This is the carpet.
We weren't even
And
there
not
for
only-
this video. We don't know when you took it.
And not only is it soaking wet, it smells disgusting.
Okay, so
of
let me
dog.
ask you a few questions about the video. Is that what the kitchen sink looked like underneath when you opened the
Underneath,
cabinets?
yes.
Okay.
Underneath,
And that's where
what
the plywood was from when the water heater broke up, and you could see the hole in the back of the wall.
I
That
understand.
was when the
and
pipe was changed.
When you turned the kitchen faucet on, was it leaking water like that?
Yes.
Running water?
And they
Okay.
would not fix it, and they didn't fix the
When
shower.
did you, do you have, how do I know what date that video was taken on? Do you have an affidavit from the person who took the video? You weren't there, right?
I was not there, correct.
Okay.
We didn't do a video during the walkthrough. I have no idea when this video came from.
Coming up on
What? Lady, you were living there. What? Bro, that just confused the fuck out of me, bro. You were living there.
Judge Faith.
Sir, listen.
One
You
night-
have this lawyer thing going on in your
I do
head.
place consulting for
listen,
public works. I'm being
You know what?
railroaded here.
You know what? Let me tell you, you better turn it down.
Okay.
You better turn it down right now. This is not law and order. You listen, you may play a lawyer in your life, but I'm a judge. You better turn it down.
What is this ratchness?
Plaintiff Drew Fantacola says when the defendants moved out of his apartment, it was in horrible condition. Defendants Stanley and Aaron Clark say the plaintiff is wrong and that they were great tenants.
You're saying that your contractor took the video.
That is correct.
There's no date on it. Do you have anything from your contractor, an affidavit or anything?
I did send them the video link of the video that was taken at the apartment, and,
Okay.
and it is date stamped on the YouTube link.
What date did you send that video to them?
July 2nd or July 3rd.
And when
After
did they
you
move?
fixed the
Excuse
stuff.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
I also have pictures of a few more damages that we haven't talked about. Your Honor, they also broke a sliding glass door.
Okay, tell me about that. What happened with the sliding glass door?
I have,
The night before we moved out, I went to go open the door to go outside so we could start putting boxes outside so we'd be ready in the morning. And I went to go open it. I heard like a crack when I went to go open it. The entire door fell on my head. You could hear the glass raining the whole 9 yards.
So you think there was something wrong with the door? You're saying you didn't do anything to it to break it.
I went to go open it. I did
just
nothing
broke.
to the door.
And why do you think they were responsible, sir?
I think that they broke the door, destroyed the carpet, they destroyed the kitchen sink, and had to spend $8,473
No, that's
out of my money.
that's money. That's peace, man. That's money. All right, you can't complain about that. That's money.
To rehab this apartment.
Did you really pay that money? Did you have those upgrades done? Do you have canceled checks for this?
Sir, I want you to address me and not Mr. Fanicola. You understand?
I would like
Can
to
you
see
do that?
proof that he actually had this work done and what condition the apartment is in now. I spent $1,300 to get that place ready just for you to throw me out on my ear. I'm shocked and appalled.
So here's what.
Where the fuck did that come from?
So here's what we have here. There's an expectation that when someone lives in a unit for 3 years and they move out, you're going to have to do some maintenance, right?
Correct.
That's just one of the duties of a landlord.
That's correct.
And my concern is when I look at your list of damages, you've clearly included things that they should not be paying for. The light bulbs are out in the bathroom and in the kitchen. They shouldn't pay for that. This is something that's ordinary wear and tear. Light bulbs may be out when people move out after they lived there for 3 years. And my concern is because when you have real damages, but you try to sort of sneak in all of these other little things that they shouldn't be paying for, you sort of muddy the waters. And I have to look at everything you have on here with a higher level of scrutiny because there are clearly things you've included on this invoice that they should not be paying for.
My favorite
When they-
was water spots on the windows from his sprinklers on the outside. The water spots were good. That was best. Hats off to you.
When he gave 30-day notice and only paid
Oh my
for
God.
half of that month,
But you asked them to move.
We had an agreement.
Stanley stand on business. He stand on business. Oh my God.
Stop it.
Here's the check, though. I paid the
Sir,
rent.
I don't know what you think you're doing. I need you to calm down. You asked, you're complaining that they didn't give you sufficient notice, but you
You're on
asked
some
them to
bullshit.
move.
Because you wanted the keys back. You can't have
Let me-
your cake and eat it too. If I was going to pay all of
Look at it, man. Look at it, though. Fenty Cola or Drew, whatever the fuck his made-up name is. He's so calm and collected. Look at him.
June's rent, he wouldn't have got the keys back till the 30th, but I gave him the keys back on the 10th. So I
What
paid
is your, Mr. Clark?
what?
Calm down. Stan, calm down.
I'm okay with you deducting the light bulbs.
Well, there's going to be more than just
Okay.
deductions for the light bulbs here, and it's not what you're okay with. It's what I decide.
I understand.
Okay.
Oh, why did she have to say that? He was just, I don't know what he was trying to do as well, but he was just trying to be nice, I guess, but whatever.
Our legal fees, our security deposit, because in the state of California, he should have given us a chance to fix it. He should have given us notice of what he wanted fixed. That never happened while we met with his contractor.
And the other thing is, so
Well, he doesn't have to, after you move out of a unit, he doesn't have to give you an opportunity. That's not the law, okay, in this state.
What's the
After you move out of a unit, he doesn't have to give you an opportunity to come in and fix anything. What he does have to do is give you notice, a letter, in a certain amount of time of the damages to the unit, and then he's subtracting that from your security deposit. He has a duty to return the rest of your security deposit to you.
I disagree with that.
What's the...
What? Well, Stanley's that guy. Stanley's that guy. He's trying to go against laws and policies now. Like, he's that guy.
Because he has,
What's
by
that?
California law, Section 9.
Sir, listen.
One
you
nine-
have this lawyer thing going on in your
I do
head.
claims consulting for
listen,
public works. I'm being
You know what?
railroaded here.
You know what? Let me tell you. You better turn it down.
Okay.
You better turn it down right now. This is not Law and Order. You're not on an episode of Law and Order. You may play a lawyer in your life, but I'm a judge. You better turn it down.
The fuck was that, bro?
Now, Judge Faith rules.
Okay, Mr. Fanicola, you made my job more difficult than it should have been with this case today because of the way you measured damages in the unit after they vacated the unit. And you provided me with a list of more than 30 items you say were damaged or that they should have to pay for. And I went through this list and, I made the comment, used the light bulbs as an example earlier, and I heard and detected your sarcasm when I used that as an example, but it is only an example of a number of things on this list you're charging them for that they shouldn't be charged for. You charge them for cleaning the water deposits off of the windows. They've lived there for 3 years. You don't think you're gonna have to clean the windows after they leave? You basically went through and every minor thing you could possibly charge them for, you did. And after a person lives in a place for 3 years and you're preparing it for a new tenant to come in, you're going to have to do some maintenance. You're going to have to do some upkeep. There are things that you have to pay for out of pocket. That's
Look at Stanley. Look at his face. She's still looking at nothing. She's still lost in the abyss. Someone needs to help her. Ain't gonna be Stanley. This guy just wants to stand on business. But she needs some help.
what landlords do. That's why a lot of people don't want to be landlords. Because when people move out and other people move in, you have to go in and assess what's
This guy's a
beyond
fed.
normal wear and tear, and they should be responsible for, and then the things that you have to pay for by virtue of doing your job and keeping up an apartment by virtue of you being a landlord. So what I did is I went and pulled up the video on YouTube that your contractor filmed, and the video was taken no more than 2 weeks after you moved out of the unit. And I don't think that the plaintiff or his contractor went in and created some damages just to try to conspire and pin that on you. I think the video tells a true and accurate story of the condition and the way you left the apartment in.
Yeah.
And here's what I've decided based on looking on the video. And the carpet, for whatever reason, 2 weeks after you moved out, was completely soaked and ruined. So I'm going to order you to pay for the carpet to be replaced. I think it has to be replaced based on what I saw in the video. In addition, the damages to the kitchen as a result of the leak in the kitchen, based on what you have submitted, sir, I'm ordering them to pay you to replace the faucet and to rebuild the kitchen cabinet, which was completely ruined because of the water. And I came up with a figure of $2,600 $2,600 in damages, $1,000 for labor. You already have their security deposit, which was $1,000. So I'm ordering them to pay you $2,600. You're not getting your security deposit back. You have a counterclaim for harassment and defamation of character. That is dismissed. You haven't proven any harassment or defamation of character. My judgment is for the plaintiff in this case. I'm ordering you to pay him $2,600 in damages. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Nah, that's fair though. That's fair. That's fair. You can't just leave that man carpeted in the faucet like that, man. Just leave the yard, man. You can't do that. And you broke the window. Come on. But yeah, guys, thank you for staying. I'll be uploading frequently. So, yeah, keep coming back.